On the night of June 24th, 1993, two high school friends, Jennifer Ertman, age 14, and Elizabeth Peña, age 16, were walking home from a pool party and took a shortcut along railroad tracks. There they encountered 6 gang members who were in the middle of an initiation ritual. The gang ambushed the girls, subjected them to over an hour of physical torture and gang rape, and eventually strangled them to death using a belt and shoelaces. Their bodies were discovered 4 days later in a wooded area of the park, severely decomposed due to the summer heat. The murders of Jennifer and Elizabeth are among the most notorious in Houston, Texas history due to their extreme brutality and the significant legal changes they prompted. You're listening to Lurking in the Shadows. Hello, Shadows.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Amber.
And we're your hosts.
Yeah, I gave up trying to sync up with you.
Yeah. we did want to sync up at one point, but
it's not gonna happen.
It just doesn't work.
I will say we have done pretty well syncing up that bye at the end for.
We have, yes.
Yeah. So we it's doable, guys. We quit early on this one. We perfected one. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're watching or not, but if you are, my reaction to that intro was my first one. My little jaw was dropping because I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be starting this episode off with a warning because this is a very graphic and brutal case, and I procrastinated it pretty hard because I did not want to type out what happened.
Understandably. Yeah, that is. Yeah, reading it and then typing it out and after saying it is different. So,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Obviously a heavy episode, so.
Yes, so the topic of sexual assault will be discussed, so if that is a trigger for you, you may want to skip this episode.
Whew, all right. So,
yeah.
It's a snow day here in good old Colorado. So, I've got my nice cozy shirt on. Nice hot coffee, and everybody's settling for some murder.
Yes, it's warming up here slowly, but like I mentioned before, I hate March.
Because... Oh yes, I forgot we're in your month.
So this week, or Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be 70 and 78. Wednesday will be 71. Do you know what it's going to be on Thursday? 49.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's going to be the next week? 30s and 40s. After we have a 78-degree day.
Teasing you.
I even saw some snow sprinkles pictured on the forecast. I hate March. This is why I hate it. Because we're getting a 78-degree day, and then we're going to drop back down to the damn 30s.
Yeah, already March started out with a bang for you. Like, he ain't trying to redeem himself in your life. He's like, you know what? Fuck you, Kirsten. You have a vendetta against me. I got a vendetta against you. Yeah. Take this 70-degree day.
To keep hating him. And I will.
Hate you, March.
Stupid bitch.
Well, Colorado, we've been very, 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 very dry. No snow when we should be having snow, and we've had, like, yesterday was 70 degrees, and now we're gonna get 5 inches of snow today. So
yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense, guys.
Make up your mind, Mother Nature. Okay, get it together.
Yeah, I mean,
it's spring.
I was saying though, I kind of like that I'm gonna get, because you guys just got snow that stuck around for a little bit. I'm gonna get a sprinkle of snow today. Get a nice, beautiful mountainous look of snow and beautiful, and then tomorrow is supposed to be like 60, so it's gonna melt.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for these 70-degree days because the piles of snow at the shopping centers where they just pile it up, it's gonna be gone. It's gonna melt.
Yes. See, so you guys still even have that kind of snow still. Okay, I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's none on the ground anymore. That's all gone.
But the big old piles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get this started.
Yeah. Let's get to the murder.
Yeah. Jennifer Lee Ertman was born on August 15th, 1978, to Randy and Sandra Ertman in Houston, Texas. Her father, Randy Ertman, worked as a house painter, supporting the family in a working-class household in Northwest Houston. Ertman grew up as an only child, which makes what happened even more depressing. Jennifer was described as modest and somewhat shy. She enjoyed activities such as swimming, but avoided performing in front of others because she had some stage fright.
Oh, me too,
Her
girl.
high school, yeah, same. Her high school best friend, Christina Alvarez, described her as funny, sweet, and obsessed with the band New Kids on the Block and had posters all over her bedroom. They had just finished their freshman year at Waltrip High School when this case takes place, where they also befriended Elizabeth Peña. Elizabeth Christine Peña was born on June 21st, 1977 in Houston, Texas, to parents Melissa and Adolph Peña, which means she was killed just 3 days after her 16th birthday.
Oh. Ugh, 16. God.
Okay. Elizabeth was the oldest child and described as carefree. She loved life and her friends. She enjoyed going to the beach and getting her nails done and was reported to always be smiling.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's always okay. They're so young. This case, I can already
I
tell.
know. Yep. On June 24th, 1993, Jennifer's dad Randy dropped her off at Elizabeth's home around 4:15 p.m. with plans to attend a party together that night. Around 8 p.m., Peña's mother, Melissa, drove Jennifer and Elizabeth to the home of their mutual friend, Gina Escamilla, who lived in the Spring Hill apartments and was hosting a pool party for her school friends because the school year had just ended not too long before. The
Man, can
apartment
you
complex was
imagine? Sorry, could you imagine a pool
no, yeah,
party back in the early 90s
90s.
and
Yeah,
yeah, heck yeah,
no, how fun!
that would have been awesome.
And in Texas, where it'd be super hot, great day
Yeah,
for a pool party.
heck yeah.
This apartment complex was within walking distance of Peña's home. As both girls exited the car, Peña assured her mother that she and Jennifer would be home by 11:30 p.m. Christina Alvarez, the other friend I mentioned, had moved away at this point, or she may have possibly been involved in this story as well. Later that evening, the girls were nearing their 11:30 p.m. curfew, so they decided to take a 10-minute shortcut home over some train tracks on a railroad bridge that would lead them through T.C. Jester Park. Little did the girls know they were about to cross paths with pure evil. Unfortunately, also on the night of June 24th, 1993, 6 gang members participated in the initiation of Raul Omar Villarreal into their gang called the Blacks and Whites.
Okay, I've never heard of
Harris
this
County, me
gang.
either.
Okay,
Me either. Harris County, where Houston is located, has one of the highest numbers of gang activity in the state.
I believe that.
Harris County law enforcement has documented over 300 active gangs, including street gangs, prison gangs, and motorcycle gangs, with an estimated 20,000 plus documented gang members involved in activities ranging from drug trafficking and violent robberies to human trafficking. The landscape has shifted from localized groups in the late 20th century to highly organized violent groups. The 1970s and 80s saw a rise of violent organized crime necessitating specialized law enforcement units like the famous Chicano Squad, which tackled brutal crimes in the city's Latino community. Gangs expanded from urban centers into suburbs during this period. The rise of the crack cocaine trade in the 1980s fueled the growth of LA-based Crips and Bloods in many U.S. cities, including Houston. Gangs saw full-scale migration and expansion in the 1990s, and by the 2000s, Houston saw a mix of groups. Some of the top gangs operating in the area include Tango Blast and Cliques, which is identified as the largest gang in Texas and the Houston area, comprising various cliques like Houston. The Texas Mexican Mafia is a highly organized prison gang with a strong presence in Houston. There's MS-13, which is highly violent with a smaller membership count compared to others, but a significant presence, often targeting informants and rival gang members. There's the Bloods and Crips. There's various sets of these national gangs that are active. Aryan Brotherhood of Texas and Aryan Circle is a major white supremacist prison gang.
Hmm.
There's the Texas Syndicate, which is a significant prison gang with strong connections to Mexican drug cartels. The Latin Kings, a large organized gang with significant suburban presence. There's Bandidos Motorcycle Gang, which is a violent outlaw motorcycle group, and Tren de Aragua, which is a transnational Venezuelan gang recently active in the area, prompting increased federal and state law enforcement focus. While gang activity exists throughout the city, areas like Southwest Houston, neighborhoods near Beltway 8 and Highway 59, and the Aldine area have reported high concentrations of gang crimes.
That's good.
Gang influence has spread and beyond the city limits into surrounding counties, including Montgomery, Liberty, Chambers, Galveston, Brazoria, and Fort Bend. Gang members heavily use social media for recruitment, communication, intimidation, and boasting about illegal activities. The Houston Police Department has a specialized gang division that works with a multi-agency gang task force, including the FBI, DEA, ATF, and ICE, to target these organizations.
Oh,
Now, I definitely support ICE taking down gang members and criminals. Otherwise, fuck ICE.
yeah. Otherwise, Buckeyes. I had no idea there's so many goddamn gangs in just
Yeah.
that little area.
Right? Yeah, over 300.
That's crazy.
And those ones I listed off are just like the big ones. Like
Yeah.
the big names.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you guys haven't listened to any of the gang or mobster episodes I've done, you can listen to them. But a lot of those gangs start out as really small, petty crime street groups doing little things. And then they become a big gang. Nobody,
Yeah.
they build themselves up. So,
Yeah, and like the types of gangs in like Texas, they're not going to be like. I feel like they're not so much organized crime as much as they are just like reckless, murderous criminals.
I would say the one that is working for that cartel is probably pretty organized.
That one, yeah. But they're not like the mafia. You don't think of that type of mob, right?
No, I mean, but that's the day and age, where that's just how it is nowadays versus back then,
Right.
classier gangs, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, where they wear suits.
Yeah.
From what I can tell from my research, the Blacks and Whites gang that is involved in this case was basically just like a little neighborhood gang.
Yeah.
And I believe the 6 men involved, in addition to like the 2 other members who left and end up not participating in what we're going to talk about, were the only members.
Okay.
So basically, it's just a group of loser, low-life criminals who think they're big and bad, so they started their own little neighborhood gang.
Mm-hmm. And then
is what this is.
Yeah. Did terrible things thinking they're big and bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this gang included Peter Cantu, age 18, Derek Sean O'Brien, age 18, Jose Medellin, age 18, Roman Sandoval, I couldn't find his age, but I think he was also 18, and Efrain Perez, age 17.
Ugh.
Roman's brother Frank and Medellin's 14-year-old brother Venancio tagged along on this night.
Okay.
So there's 2 14-year-olds as well.
Yeah, that's extra gross here.
Yeah. Only one of them will be there for the whole ordeal, but still.
God. Ugh.
So back to the night of June 24th, 1993. The gang was initiating a new member, 17-year-old Raul Villarreal, through a violent ritual known as jumping in, which involves other gang members beating the prospective member as a test of his or her courage and fighting ability. So basically, he has to fight each gang member. before they accept him into the group.
Okay.
And each fight usually lasts like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia, by approximately 10:30 p.m., Villarreal had successfully fought 2 gang members before being beaten midway through his fight with the 3rd member. As he laid on the ground moaning, and after being temporarily knocked out, he was unconscious, I guess, the gang members talked privately to discuss whether to accept Villarreal as a member or not. They decided yes, with Peter Cantu saying, quote, "You're in, dude. You're a badass. You're welcome to hang with us anytime," end quote.
God, just get a bunch of pea-brained 18-year-old, 17-year-old boys together and
Yeah.
ugh,
Yeah, and boys
boys,
specifically.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Villarreal then joined the other gang members as they sat back relaxing, talking, trading insults, and drinking beer. Approximately 40 minutes later, Jennifer and Elizabeth sadly come across the gang on their shortcut home. So this is when things get violent. Initially, the girls walk past the Sandoval brothers, Roman and Frank, without incident. But as they pass by Jose Medellin, he attempted to engage Elizabeth in conversation as she tried to ignore him. According to the book Pure Murder, Medellin tried to grope and pinch one of Elizabeth's breasts. Elizabeth pushed his hand and continued walking, but Medellin shouted, "No, baby, where are you going?"
Away from you, you disgusting piece of shit.
Yeah.
God. You're lucky all you got was your hand pushed away, okay?
I know. I wish it would have been more.
Mm. Yeah.
He then grabbed her neck, threw her to the ground, and dragged her down a gravel hill in the direction of the other gang members as she screamed and pleaded for help. Yeah. Okay, so
Yep.
Jennifer could have ran away, but instead she ran towards her friend to help her.
Bitch, I'm doing the same.
I know. So she was being a good friend.
Yeah, bitch, I'm doing the same.
Like, how could you not? Like, your friend is literally being dragged away.
I'm not running away from you. Yeah. I can't. Like, I
Right.
don't think bodily I could.
I know, right?
Like, I don't think I could. I have to
No.
run to you. Like, I can't run.
Mhm.
I couldn't run away
Yeah,
from you,
like,
leave you there.
that's
There's
that's
no
girl
way.
code. You don't leave your friend alone.
Yeah, there's no way. Ride or die, bitch. And I guess
Right?
we're going down swinging, but I guess we dying.
Yeah. We'll go down swinging together.
Fuck.
So Jennifer was then thrown to the ground by Peter Cantu and Derek Sean O'Brien. Roman Sandoval didn't like what he was seeing, so he and his little brother Frank left. But they also never bothered to stop or report what was about to happen.
I was gonna say, yeah. To me, they are guilty in their own way.
Yeah. So we started with 6 gang members, including Raul Villarreal, who had just been initiated, and 2 little brothers of 2 of the gang members. So 8 people were there total. Now 1 gang member and his little brother left. So that leaves 5 gang members and 1 little brother that are going to participate in this situation.
Ugh.
The girls were moved to a wooded area off the train tracks. The girls were brutally gang raped for over an hour, vaginally, orally, and anally. The assailants took turns while restraining the victims. Both girls repeatedly struggled against their abusers, with Peña attempting to fight off her attackers by repeatedly kicking her legs, and Ertman bit her attackers. According to trial testimony, both Peña and Ertman frequently glanced in the other's direction several times throughout their assault, likely like looking at each other out of like concern and despair. After these pieces of shit scumfucks were finished, Peter Cantu ordered the group to kill the girls because they were now witnesses and would be able to identify them. The gang members forced the girls farther into the wooded area where they were strangled to death. Villarreal shouted, "Get on your knees, bitch," to Ertman. Peña was forced to watch as Ertman was murdered. O'Brien and Villarreal strangled Ertman with O'Brien's red nylon belt, with an attacker tugging at each end, pulling so tightly around Ertman's neck that the belt snapped.
Oh my God.
And she's 14 years old.
The rage in me right now, I cannot.
Yeah, this case took me a long time to do. I
I'm
procrastinated
so,
heavily
yeah,
because
I'm so mad right now. Ooh, okay.
I know. According to Pure Murder, Peña desperately tried to bargain with her attackers as she cried and even offered her phone number so they could get together at another time. That was her way of trying to bargain with them.
Yeah, nobody wants to die.
Yeah. She then attempted to run, so Cantu tackled and repeatedly kicked her in the face and body. They surprisingly didn't have weapons on them, so Medellin took off one of his shoelaces and used a handkerchief to strangle Peña. The group then collectively stomped on both girls' necks to ensure they were dead.
These motherfuckers, man. I'm so. God.
And they're 17 and 18 years old.
Yeah. I wouldn't give a flying fuck how old you were. I'm gonna stomp on your fucking neck.
And the 14-year-old was there.
Yeah. Oh.
And I read I don't know how much he participated, but he did participate in one of the sexual assaults after Peter kind of made him.
Of course, yeah. I'm the ringleader here doing what they want
Mhm.
to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. God.
Yeah, this case is infuriating.
Yeah, I'm I had to collect myself there for a minute. You best believe. That
Mhm.
was wow.
We do get some justice in the end, but it's hard to stomach.
I was really hoping that we would, because you have all the
Yeah.
names, all the information, so I was hoping we were leading it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because bitch, we about to go to Texas if not.
I know we're about to
We
we're
about to go
about
to
to go to prison ourselves.
we about to go to Texas.
And I'm sure all of our followers would, join us
Yeah, well,
in
I got
taking
a
out
few
these
people I
men.
bet would join.
Mhm. I'm sorry, not men, boys.
Yeah, boys.
After they murdered the girls, they left their bodies in the woods, and Medellin, Perez, Villarreal, and Cantu headed to Peter Cantu's house where he lived with his brother and sister-in-law, Joe and Christina Cantu, to brag about what they had done.
These
Uh,
fucking disgusting garbage
I know, I
can
can't even think of
queer.
the worst insult I can come up
I
with for
know.
them.
I can't because I'm so I'm like I'm my I'm still collecting myself,
Mhm.
but sewage, nasty, disgusting, fucking
Yeah.
low lives, scum of the bottom of the barrel. God, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I know, I can't even think of the proper insult.
But fuck them.
Yeah. Whatever the worst thing is you can think of, that's them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where O'Brien went after the attack. I couldn't find that in my research, but the rest of the group went to Peter's house then. Christina noticed that Villarreal was bleeding and Perez had blood on his shirt, so she asked them what happened. According to court transcripts, Medellin said the group, quote, had fun, and that activity that they did would be on the news.
Wow. You are so big and bad. Gonna be on the news,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
Yep. Want their little 15 minutes of fame?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Madeline was apparently hyper and laughing and bragged that the group met, quote, two hoes and had sex with them.
Oh, oh I I know. Kirsten's got some mean elbows, okay?
Yeah, look at these. These are bony knuckles. I'm
Yeah.
going to break your nose.
Yeah. Should throw down, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And my little midget ass is coming and swinging too.
we, yeah, we
I'm
got to
so
laugh a
mad.
little because this is
Yeah.
bad. This is bad. This is very bad. And what I'm about to tell you is going to make it worse.
Okay. Yeah. I knew that they're not caught yet, so this isn't going to get any better until they're
Mhm.
caught.
Yeah. Okay. So he even told the couple that the two girls were talking to him, and then he punched one in the face because she started screaming after he grabbed her. Next, he admitted he sexually assaulted one of the girls and bragged about having, quote, opened her because she was a virgin.
Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. Oh my God.
I know.
Ah,
Like, I'm going to chainsaw his dick off. Like,
I was going to
that's.
say, I'll open something up. Sure.
I know. We'll open something up, sir.
Sure. It might be a cavity of a different caliber here because you ain't coming back, my guy.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so it gets a little worse.
Oh my
He
goodness.
showed Christina his blood-soaked underwear and reported that after another gang member sexually assaulted the other girl, he turned her around and anally raped her.
Oh my God. I think you should have did a bigger trigger warning before.
I know, I maybe should have.
This is okay.
This is yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
bad.
horrible. This is terrible.
A 14 and a 16-year-old.
This is
This
disgusting.
happened to.
This is disgusting.
He then bragged about forcing both girls to perform oral sex on him.
Oh my God.
Peter then began to divide up the money and jewelry they stole from the girls, and even gave Madeline a ring with an E on it so he could give it to his girlfriend Esther.
Wow.
Yeah, that kind of sent me over the edge. I was like, wow.
There's no
The E probably stood for
disconnect.
Ertman, Jennifer Ertman.
Yeah, I knew what it's. Yeah, the last name I knew.
Mm-hmm.
At least I'm proud of myself for this one. I was remembering names.
And this guy just happens to have a girlfriend named Esther to
Yep.
wear this E ring.
There's like the disconnect, man. They are just taking
Yeah,
these people.
they're not human.
Yeah, they are not. Uh-uh.
Christina then asked the group what happened to the girls, and Madeline told her they were killed so they couldn't identify any of them. He then went on to say it would have been easier with a gun, but since no one had one, he took off his shoelaces and strangled one of the girls with it.
I mean,
Madeline then complained how difficult it was to kill the girl, so he put his foot on her throat because she wouldn't die.
he told it all. Like he wasn't trying to.
Yeah, they weren't hiding anything. They were bragging about
Yeah.
it. They admitted to it all.
Like what?
And then this poor woman is having to listen to what her brother-in-law just did.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have been able to
Yes, she kept
restrain myself
asking
from running
questions.
to the kitchen and grabbing a knife and stabbing him.
Yeah, she kept asking questions.
Yeah. The girls never made it home that night and were reported missing by their families. Joe Cantu, Peter Cantu's brother, later testified that he received a call from O'Brien after the murders, because I mentioned O'Brien never came back to the house with them. I don't know where he went.
Yeah.
But he ended up calling Peter's brother Joe and admitted to raping and killing the girls. And he also expressed concern that the girls might still be alive and that the gang left evidence, including beer bottles with fingerprints, at the crime scene. A few days later, oh, go ahead.
I was like, you're too late now, guys. Like,
Right.
there's no going back on the evidence and stuff here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, what the fuck do you think now?
Right, yeah.
God, the pea brain idiots.
I know, literally. A few days later, Christina convinced her husband to report the crime to police.
Oh, good.
Mhm. Jennifer and Elizabeth's bodies were found on June 28, 1993, 4 days after they vanished, due to Joe's tip to the police. The bodies were badly decomposed from the summer heat, so dental records had to be used to identify them. Okay, so this is also a little graphic. Dr. Marilyn Muir of the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office later testified that the bodies were badly decomposed and covered with maggots. Most of the soft tissue on Jennifer Ertman's head and the external portion of her vagina was eaten by maggots, indicating that there was trauma, hemorrhaging, and bleeding. Autopsy photographs showed the differences in decomposition in those areas that suffered trauma and those that did not, such as Jennifer Ertman's legs, chest, and abdomen. Dr. Murr explained that maggots and bacteria are attracted to blood, and these cause decomposition. Strangulation would cause blood to accumulate in the head area and cause hemorrhaging in the eyes and mouth because the pressure on the blood vessels in the neck prevents blood from draining from the head. Dr. Murr concluded that Jennifer Ertman died from trauma to the neck, which could include strangulation. Due to the state of decomposition, she could not tell what was used to strangle Jennifer Ertman, but the evidence was consistent with a belt or hands being used. Jennifer Ertman also had 3 fractured ribs. Elizabeth Peña's body was similarly decomposed. Several teeth were missing and 1 tooth was fractured. Dr. Murr concluded from this that Elizabeth Peña was punched or kicked in the mouth. Dr. Murr concluded that Elizabeth Peña, too, died of trauma to the neck consistent with strangulation. Derek Sean O'Brien, Peter Cantu, Ephraim Perez, Jose and Venancio Medellin, and Raul Villarreal were arrested on June 29, 1993.
Good.
When police knocked on O'Brien's door and announced their presence, O'Brien attempted to flee out the back door, but was arrested by officers waiting in the back.
Hey, fucking coward.
Yep, bitch. Houston police officer Todd Miller read O'Brien his rights and advised him that he was under arrest for capital murder. Miller said all 6 subjects were arrested and almost simultaneously, as 12 to 15 detectives worked the case around the clock. O'Brien cooperated and told police he gave his belt to Jose Medellin, who used it to strangle one of the girls as he grabbed one end to help. He consented to a search of his home where police found the belt.
Wow.
The investigation ended up linking 3 of the men, O'Brien, Cantu, and Medellin, to another unsolved murder about 6 months prior.
So they already had killed somebody?
Yes.
Ugh, God.
Sadly, her case has 0 coverage. I think I used Facebook and Reddit to get most of my information on her. On December 31st, 1992, 27-year-old Patricia Lopez ran out of gas on her way home and was stranded on the side of the freeway. She walked to a nearby convenience store and asked someone to come and help her. As she was leaving, she was stopped by Jose Medellin, Peter Cantu, and Derek Sean O'Brien, who asked her to buy them some beer since they were underage in exchange for them getting gas in her car. She bought the beer and went with the group, but instead of taking her back to her truck, they took her to a back parking lot in Melrose Park in Houston, where they took turns sexually assaulting her before stabbing her to death.
Wow. These are, yeah, these are really,
Serial rapists.
yeah, these are like really disgusting, the most disgusting of type of people. Like,
Mm-hmm. And how do
ugh,
you end up doing this at the age of 17, 18?
yeah, that is fucked, man.
A drunken O'Brien had told Patricia that if she did not cause him to have an erection through oral sex, he would kill her.
Oh my God. That, mm-hmm, yeah, well. This one's got me lit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that stupid little puny dick loser couldn't get hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, puny dick. Teeny weeny peeny. Yeah.
Yep, they're all got teeny weeny peenies.
Mm. God.
Her body was found by police on January 4th, 1993, nude from the waist down, with her blood-soaked clothing thrown around her. The medical examiner stated that Patricia was probably on her knees in front of her murderer when she was stabbed based on the angle of the wounds. She had been stabbed and slashed in the abdomen, throat, and back, causing her to be disemboweled.
Mm.
And she was strangled.
God. And they're disgustingly violent.
Yes. Yes, very.
Yeah.
Her case remained unsolved until Joe Cantu, Peter's brother, again contacted authorities and told them that he recalled O'Brien bragging about another murder that occurred before Ertman and Peña were killed. So hell yeah to this brother for
Yeah.
turning his brother and all his stupid little clown
Crime.
friends in.
Yeah. Yep. Good for him. Yeah.
Houston police researched older cases and found a possible match with the unsolved murder of Patricia Lourdes Lopez. When they tested evidence, O'Brien's fingerprints were matched to some found on a beer can under Patricia's body at the murder scene. When confronted with the evidence, O'Brien admitted his involvement in Patricia's murder. A belt of the same type that was used to kill Jennifer Ertman was also found underneath Patricia's neck, and Madellen's DNA matched semen samples taken from Patricia's body. Sadly, as we go into this, no additional trial ever took place for Lopez. She was only mentioned at the sentencing phase for the trials of Elizabeth and Jennifer's murders.
Yeah. That's kind of like my last case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Her family was present at the trials, though, and her mom, Kathy Lopez, said, quote, "I think they should file some more charges. I think whatever they did, no matter how much there is, they should stand trial for every single thing," end quote.
I mean, in a way, I
I
agree,
agree. Yeah. Their
but I
names should be
also
linked to this case forever.
they they should. Yeah. And but like also I see in my case the Grim Sleeper where they didn't want to postpone the trial anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
understand where they didn't, and maybe they could have later charged him, but he wound up dying. But I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
they didn't want to postpone the trial. So, give or
Mm-hmm.
take. But I do think, yeah, every charge, I think, get them for all they got.
Yeah. Patricia was estranged from her husband at the time of her murder, so he unfortunately had to suffer through being a suspect until
Hmm.
these other men were
Yeah.
found. So now we're going to go to the trial for Jennifer and Elizabeth. The prosecution in the trials of the perpetrators relied heavily on detailed confessions obtained from the defendants shortly after their arrests in June and July of 1993. These confessions, given to Houston police detectives, provided graphic accounts of the abductions, sexual assaults, and murders of Jennifer Ertman, age 14, and Elizabeth Peña, age 16, on June 24th, 1993, in Houston's T.C. Jester Park. Peter Cantu confessed to leading the group and ordering the killings to eliminate witnesses, describing how he instructed members to strangle the victims with shoelaces, belts, and hands after prolonged gang rapes, involving at least 19 separate acts of penetration by 6 assailants.
Oh my god.
It's disgusting.
That is.
It's unthinkable.
It is. I don't want to comprehend that.
Mm-mm. Confessions from O'Brien and Medellin corroborated these details, including the sequence of assaults and discarding of the victims' bodies in a wooded area near railroad tracks. Forensic evidence strongly supported the confessions, including DNA matches from semen samples collected from the victims' bodies, linking O'Brien, Cantu, and Medellin to the assaults. Vaginal swabs from Peña identified sperm from at least 4 perpetrators, while Ertman's clothing had evidence consistent with multiple perpetrators. Physical items recovered from the scene, such as Peña's brasserie and Ertman's jeans, discarded nearby, were matched to the victims via fibers and bloodstains containing DNA from both victims and assailants. Witness testimonies from gang associates and family members further strengthened the case, as well as Venancio Medellin, who was a juvenile, who was tried as an adult, testified against his brother Jose and the others. And the Sandoval brothers, who left before the sexual assaults started the night of the crime, also became valuable witnesses. All of the trials took place in Harris County District Courts in Houston, Texas, beginning in early 1994, with juries convicting defendants of capital murder under Texas Penal Code 19.03 for intentionally causing the deaths during the commission of kidnapping and aggravated sexual assault. Peter Anthony Cantu, identified as the ringleader, was the first tried in the 262nd District Court. On February 14, 1994, the jury found him guilty and, after a punishment phase, sentenced him to death by lethal injection.
Good.
News footage showed Cantu smirk as the jury found him guilty.
Huh. The thing.
You vile... I don't even know.
Yeah, I know. Why do we suck today?
I know, I cannot think of the appropriate insult because nothing I would say would even remotely describe them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. We can't go that hard.
No.
I think somebody would show up at my door.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to go into a little bit of background of some of these perps. According to a Reddit thread, Cantu had behavior issues as a child and had been in an alternative school since the 6th grade. At age 11, he got caught stealing a bicycle from an 8-year-old boy so he could turn it in for a reward.
Wow. Starting young.
Yeah. He threatened a woman and broke a window at her home. He attacked a 6th grade teacher. He threatened another student's father, saying he wanted to kill him. He constantly swore and got into fights. Cantu told his former shop teacher, quote, "I'd like to kill somebody just to see what it feels like," end quote.
Wow.
Like, did this teacher not report this?
Red flags all over the place at that age.
Mm-hmm. There had been numerous prior arrests dating back to the 6th grade for car thefts, disruption at school, and attacking teachers and other students.
Jesus Christ.
Apparently his mom was a bit of an enabler, as she insisted he was a good boy who could do no wrong.
Oh my god. One of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to punch this lady in the face and rip her hair out.
Yeah. Remember, you contributed to this. You raised this child.
Yeah, you raised this...
You didn't do nothing about it. The red flags were there from...
animal. I don't even know what to call him.
That is... I don't know the word. I don't know.
She was sometimes an absent mother and was never concerned when school officials or authorities showed up to discuss his behavior. Those who lived near his home in Houston Heights described him as a nightmare neighbor. After his trial, when she was asked about how she felt about everything, she was quoted saying, "I feel very hurt and I don't believe what's going on. I don't know what you believe because I don't think he could have done it. I want to see I see him getting mad with a person that keeps picking on him or whatever to defend himself, but I don't see him do anything like that, end quote. Get a grip, bitch.
Yeah, you're delusional, bitch.
Yeah. Delulu, stupid ass, hoe ass bitch.
That's right. That's right. Hell yeah.
Like, she is the cause of this
He was at an
monster.
age where she could have stopped this. Like, put him
Yes.
in some
Put him in therapy, something.
something. Do something.
6th grade, getting arrested?
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
He filed many state and federal appeals, including a denial by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, and exhausted all of his legal options. Peter Cantu, age 35, was executed by lethal injection on August 17, 2010 at the Huntsville unit in Huntsville, Texas.
Hell yeah, brother. I
The
hope it
process began.
burned all the way.
I hope so. I
God,
hope he suffered through it all.
I hope you were scared to death.
I hope. I hope he shit himself and peed himself.
Yeah, I hope it was the most brutal lethal injection in some way, however it could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The process began at 6:09 p.m. He was pronounced dead approximately 10 minutes later after the administration of pentobarbital, pancuronium bromide, and potassium chloride. I hope he suffered greatly for those 10 minutes.
Yeah, and honestly, that was mercy compared to what he deserved.
Yeah. Mercy compared to what he put his victims through.
Mm-hmm.
He declined to make a final statement.
Good, I didn't want to hear whatever would come out of your shit-ass mouth anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Little bitch.
Family members of Ertman and Peña, who observed the execution from behind one-way glass as Cantu was strapped to the gurney.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, restrain your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motherfucker.
While the family of your victims are smiling and
Oh, yeah.
basking in the glory of your death.
I would have brought a bottle of Prosecco.
Yeah. Yep. Crack open that bottle of wine.
Yep.
Cheers as they inject him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been, that's exactly, yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Derek Sean O'Brien was convicted of capital murder in a subsequent trial on April 9, 1994, and received a death sentence. At his trial, his defense team had pleaded with the jury for a life sentence, citing his difficult upbringing. He had a broken home with an abusive stepfather and frequently absent mother, and apparently had been raped by a male teacher. O'Brien was mostly raised by his grandmother. The defense argued that O'Brien used the gang to fulfill insecurities he felt from his childhood. That doesn't explain what he... No. That doesn't explain or excuse his behavior
It doesn't.
of what he did. You do not brutally rape and murder someone because you had an absent mother.
Yeah. You made those
Get out of here.
terrible choices. Like, we can sit here and feel bad that you had a terrible upbringing, and I feel bad for that. But it does not excuse your behavior after that.
Nope. Joyce Jones, a teacher at a Houston school for children with behavioral problems, testified. She taught O'Brien from 1987 to 1988 and said O'Brien fought with other children and sometimes had to be restrained. Jones described O'Brien as very aggressive. On one occasion, O'Brien broke another child's jaw, so she was not surprised when she heard about his involvement in the murders. Raymond Earl Ray testified that he worked as a security guard at Kmart in 1989. He arrested O'Brien for shoplifting a pellet pistol. O'Brien threatened to kill another guard and fired the gun into the air. On another occasion, O'Brien had brought a toy gun to school. O'Brien also bragged about stealing cars, consumed alcohol on the school bus, and once jumped out the bus emergency door with 6 other students.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the bus was probably in motion as that happened.
Probably. Yeah.
Houston police officer Timothy Sutton testified that he witnessed O'Brien and Peter Cantu punch, kick, and drag another man at a Burger King restaurant about 3 months before the murders. O'Brien and Cantu were charged with simple assault in that case. They're just like causing havoc and destruction everywhere they go.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like they just got slaps on the wrists until this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gregory Restivo testified that he engaged in criminal activity with O'Brien, including stealing cars and stealing 5 jackets and shoes from people. He estimated that he and O'Brien stole between 25 and 50 cars.
Jesus.
They would drive the cars, vandalize them, and sometimes play bumper cars with the stolen cars.
God, fucking idiots.
I know.
Fucking
Like,
idiots.
please grow up.
I know, God. Well, they never did.
O'Brien
They got the old
also...
stab.
Yeah, that's right. O'Brien also used a gun to shoot at lights and stop signs while joyriding. Sometimes O'Brien and Peter Cantu would start fights with random people. Christopher Rodriguez testified that he knew O'Brien from his neighborhood. O'Brien bragged about being a member of the Crips gang and wore Crips colors. O'Brien often bragged about robbing people as well. O'Brien was also denied of multiple appeals, including a 2005 federal habeas petition rejected by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, and a subsequent state habeas application dismissed by the Texas Court of Criminal another child's jaw by lethal injection on July 11, 2006, at the Huntsville unit of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. O'Brien expressed remorse in his final statement, stating, quote, I am sorry. I have always been sorry. It is the worst mistake that I ever made in my whole life. Not because I am here, but because of what I did, and I hurt a lot of people. You and my family, I am sorry. I have always been sorry. I am sorry. You look after each other. I love you all. Be there for one another, all right? But I am sorry, very sorry. I love you too. All right. End quote. The Ertman and Peña families were also present for his execution.
I would have been.
Mm-hmm. O'Brien was pronounced dead approximately 18 minutes after the administration of lethal drugs.
I hope yours was slow and painful too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I hope you felt claustrophobic as they restrained you.
Yeah.
I hope you panicked.
Watching the needle go in your arm and not being able to do a damn thing about it.
I hope you were scared. Motherfucker.
Jose Ernesto Medellin was convicted and sentenced to death in 1994, but I could not find his sentencing date. Jose Medellin was a Mexican national who grew up in an environment of extreme poverty in Mexico and was exposed to gang violence after he came to Houston to join his parents when he was 9 years old. He suffered from depression, suicidal tendencies, and alcohol dependency. His parents testify that he had been a good student and got good grades until the 6th grade, which kind of seems to be a theme in this case. Once they hit 6th grade, they turn into monsters.
Yeah, what age is 6th grade? We're like
11, 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I guess especially for boys, that probably is a really big turning point
Yeah.
of like figuring shit out.
Yeah, because Peter Cantu, he went nuts at 6th grade too. He had been suspended from middle school in 1990 for misconduct and repeated misbehavior. He had multiple disciplinary actions in high school. In January of 1992, he attacked another student. He also threatened to kill the assistant principal and, quote, fixed it so we couldn't have any more children.
What? It's 6th grade?
In 6th grade. Oh, no, this was in high school now.
Oh, we're still in high school. Why are we?
Just nasty, violent people.
I know, but like fix it? I don't understand where his brain is, to be honest.
I don't know. In October of 1992, he was expelled for being involved in a gang-related fight, and then he was sent to a alternative school. He was also known to police for multiple violent incidents. I even read that he gave like a terroristic threat at a restaurant before. So,
Jeez, he's just acting out everywhere.
mm-hmm.
Red flags, red flags, red
Yeah,
flags.
for all these idiots.
Yeah.
There were actually some legality issues in his case because Texas authorities did not advise him of his rights to contact his consulate under the terms of the Vienna Convention. So, since he was a Mexican national, I guess I didn't really read too far into it, but I guess he has other rights of who he can contact when he's arrested.
Okay. Yeah.
He raised the issue of his Vienna Convention rights during his appeal, but his conviction was upheld by the trial court and by the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, citing that neither the International Court of Justice's judgment nor the president's memorandum could compel Texas courts to grant review and reconsideration of Medellín's conviction and sentence. So, like, nah, they kept it.
Yeah.
Chief Justice Roberts, writing for the majority, emphasized that the Vienna Convention is a non-self-executing treaty requiring congressional legislation for domestic enforceability, and that the International Court of Justice's decisions bind nations but do not automatically override U.S. federalism or state procedural rules. And George Bush even got involved because he was the senator of Texas,
Yeah. Governor?
governor,
No,
or something
senator.
like that. I don't know. He's
Something
from
like, I think,
Texas.
yeah, something. He was doing something in Texas that
But
he was
he
bad
even
at
got
too.
involved, saying that Texas needed to do a review, but they ended up proceeding anyway. Medellín was executed on August 5th, 2008, following a lethal injection. His final statement was, quote, "I am sorry my actions caused pain. I hope this brings closure to what you seek," end quote. He was pronounced dead at 6:57 p.m.
All those final words,
They don't mean
they have no weight. Yeah, they don't have no weight to me. Like, come on, you did all, you got to sit there and just think about it and then pull an apology out of your ass before you died. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it means nothing with that kind of crime. Like,
no, God.
Raul Villarreal and Efrain Perez, both aged 17 at the time of the crime, were tried separately in 1995 and 1996 and initially received death sentences in following their convictions for capital murder. But their sentences were changed to life imprisonment without parole in 2005 following the U.S. Supreme Court's decision in Roper v. Simmons, which barred capital punishment for juvenile offenders under 18.
See, I don't agree with that. Like, I understand like bringing that law in here, but I also think
It
like,
should be like crime dependent.
yeah, as I say, that crime that I don't think it gets much worse, to be honest. I don't.
Yeah.
So I don't think they should be tried as or sentenced as a juvenile whatsoever. That was,
Yeah, you can do something like that. No, you're an adult.
yeah, you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
You should be sentenced and be paying the time for the adult crime.
Yep. And also, people like that, they are worthless wastes of space. Why do we need to keep them in prison?
Yeah, they
Get rid of them.
literally, yeah. What the fuck are they doing? Taking up space.
Mm-hmm. Villarreal and Perez remain incarcerated in Texas prisons. Villarreal expressed remorse, but Efrain Perez never has. He seemed to be kind of like a younger version of Peter Cantu.
Yeah, Peter, he's definitely the ringleader.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. And like right there tells you, I'm not like, apologies mean like I said, they mean absolute fucking fuck all with this kind of crime type of thing. But he can't even apologize and his sentencing is reduced and everything else.
Yeah.
What? He didn't deserve the reduced sentencing. Like,
No.
what the fuck?
Yeah, you can't even show a little remorse. Then
Yeah, even if it's fucking fake, man.
Mm-hmm. Prosecutor Marie Meunier had told the jury that Perez was, quote, A predatory animal, and Houston and Harris County was his roaming ground. Life in prison would not declaw him. Just because you put him in a cage doesn't make him any less a predator. You stick your hand in a lion's cage and he's going to scratch it, end quote.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Yeah, that's really what they're doing. They're just locking up these animals. There doesn't change who they are or what they did.
Nope.
And in 1999, Perez tried to murder a prison guard with a homemade spear fashioned from a broom handle and a sharpened piece of flat metal.
Yeah, we should just keep him around.
So, yeah, he's, really worth saving.
Yeah. He's just
trying to kill prison guards.
You know?
The guard
A+.
did live, but he required surgery to repair nerve damage in his arm. He is eligible for parole in October of 2029, and Villarreal is eligible for parole in September of 2029.
Well, from now to 2029, we got time to build up our arsenal of we're not letting them get out.
Hell no. We're all going to contact Texas and be like, you're keeping these men locked up.
Yeah. Especially, we're stabbing people with broomsticks.
Mm-hmm. Venancio Medellin, who was 14 years old during the crimes, received a 40-year sentence after pleading guilty and testifying against co-defendants, including his brother. He has also faced repeated parole denials. The Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles rejected his release in November of 2020 after he had served 27 years, with subsequent denials as of 2023.
Shit. He only has like 10 years left or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy. That one's tough because he did all that, and he participated, even if it was forced participation. But also at like 14 years old.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, yeah, because like that one's really tough because if I was 14 years old and caught up in a situation like that, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to get yourself out of something like that, especially like the brother was there and that's fucked.
Yeah. I mean, it is like a gang. So, I mean, who knows, I guess, what they would have done to him if he didn't participate. I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, that one is tough. There are a few lasting legal impacts from this case. First is Jennifer's Law. The victim's parents successfully advocated for House Bill 167 in 1995, which allows for the families of murder victims to witness executions of the perpetrators. And 1995 really isn't that long ago for something like that. So,
and well, I mean, I support it because I'd like to witness personally.
Yes, me too. Second, this case had the most death row sentences for the same crime in U.S. history.
I believe that. I mean, that was three out of 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have been all 6 had that other law not come into play.
Not been, yeah.
Third, this was the first time in Texas history that victims' families were permitted to deliver a victim impact statement in a courtroom. Randy Ertman, Jennifer's father, was the first to do so, directly confronting the killers during the trial, famously telling them, quote, "We live for the day you die, and I hope you rot in hell."
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, you tell him, Randy.
That's right.
He said some other things, too, understandably. And then Elizabeth Peña's dad, Adolf, he made a statement as well. Fourth, the case reached the International Court of Justice as one perpetrator, Jose Medellin, was a Mexican national. Texas rejected the court's attempt to halt his execution, sparking debates over international treaty obligations versus state law. Lastly, before this crime, Houston officials had largely downplayed the city's gang problem. The brutality of the black and white gangs' attack forced the city to acknowledge and invest in anti-gang programs. Which, I mean, yeah, I mean, they knew there were gangs around back then, but I guess they weren't doing much about it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like there's probably not much being done now anyway, but
yeah, who knows?
A for effort.
Yeah. Jennifer and Elizabeth are honored with memorial benches at T.C. Jester Park, the site of the attack, and a memorial at Waltrip High School. Victim advocate Andy Kahn continues to represent the family's interests at parole hearings to honor a promise made to the late Randy Ertman, who passed away from lung cancer on August 18, 2014. So that's really sad. Him and his wife were his daughter's biggest advocates. Jennifer was their only daughter,
Yeah,
their only child.
That was his baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And to lose her in such a horrific way, I can't imagine.
This case is terrible.
Yeah. So I hope you're all okay out there listening.
Yeah.
This was a rough one.
Don't send us your therapy bill. I'm already trying to afford mine.
I know. So yeah, this was the gruesome case of Jennifer Ertman and Elizabeth Peña.
Yeah, gruesome. Gruesome is right. I wish there was a better word, even.
Yeah. Unthinkable. Yeah.
Incomprehensible of what happened to them. I can't. And to think monsters.
So young.
Yeah.
And their perpetrators were also young.
Yeah. Yeah, these are all young people. This is not.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. God, all for gangs. Come on.
I know.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. I know. It's. Ugh.
Yeah.
Terrible. But their stories need to be, even though it's hard to stomach, their story needs told.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you covered this one. That was. Well, I'm glad it's done. I'm glad we told the story. Goodness. Yeah. But I'm glad we can get their stories out there, and I'm glad those 3 are still in prison, but I guess 2029 we'll be looking for updates on that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll still be kicking as a podcast. You best believe.
Yeah, we sure will.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and check us out on all of our other social medias.
Please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified of future uploads, and keep looking around for our next video. Bye.